What's up, everybody? My name is Scooter, and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics. And today, we're gonna try out the new Glock. Nobody likes eggplant. Ow! I think I broke my foot. Oh yeah, I am such a good shot. I hate tables. Hello? Post Malone? Yes, I'd love to hang out with you. It's watermelon time! I love random aggression against flightless birds.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake
Hey,
up!
stupid dinosaur!
Hey, sleepyhead! Hey, we need your help. Come on. Scott wants to shoot a porta potty, and we need someone to crawl underneath it and pull the plug and drain out all the duty water.
Okay, I'll get right on it.
All right. See you in a minute.
How did I get up here? What's up, everybody? My name is Scott, and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a little bit of a Glock fanboy. I really enjoy Glocks. My whole law enforcement career, that's all I ever carried, and maybe that is why I am partial to Glock. Another reason would be is I have torture tested the absolute snot out of these things, and they just keep running. Something else you may not know about me is I'm not a huge fan of having a red dot on my carry gun, and I really don't know why, other than I guess I'm just an old soul. But I'm open to it, and here recently I came across this. This is the new Glock 19 with the A-cut and comes with Aimpoint's COA red dot. Glock is now selling this as a package deal, and you get all of this right out of the box. But I have a slight issue with that. You are taking my favorite Glock, the Glock 19, the workhorse of semi-automatic handguns, and now you're putting something on top of it that I'm not really sure about. Is this gonna be able to hold up to the kind of torture that this gun can hold up to? Well, today we're gonna find out. Now, from what I understand, it is supposed to be pretty tough, and the way it's mounted is pretty tough. This is the A-cut, and as you can see, this optic is slipped down into the frame of, not the frame, it's the slide. It's a slide. I'm stupid. This is the A-cut, and as you can see, this optic slips down into the slide of the Glock, and instead of all of the pressure from the recoil being on screws, it's going directly to the optic within the slide. And then it's held down with these two screws, which is also your rear sight. You can co-witness through there with your iron sights, and this thing is supposed to be submergible and whatnot because it's completely enclosed. Blobbity, blobbity, blobbity. It's futuristic technology that I do not trust, and today we're gonna find out whether I'm gonna keep carrying with iron sights or am I gonna step into the future. So here's the thing, you get this right out of the box with the red dot on it, but do you need to sight it in? How accurate is it right out of the box? Because normally if I buy a Glock 19 and it doesn't have a red dot on it and it's just the iron sights, I don't have to sight those in. I sound like such an old man right now. Okay, let's see, here's our steel target. I'm about 15 yards away. I'm aiming dead center. All right. Let's go have a look. Yep, that's pretty much where I was aiming. Okay, well that answers that question right out of the box. The red dot, pretty darn accurate. I don't even know how much I would need to adjust that. So now we are going to do a drop test, mostly dropping it directly onto the optic. I'm gonna drop it on this mushy ground, and then I have a concrete block, and I have a piece of steel. As you can see, the gun is unloaded. I will have a mag in it though, with Underwood ammo, 115 grain full metal jackets. I just don't have it chambered. So right on the optic. okay? See, this is why we do this. Look at that. Ow! Got mud in my barrel. Ah, we're good. Let's see if it's still accurate. Here we go. All right. Mud's not a big deal. How about concrete? We are unloaded, mag in it. Ah, that was bad. Oh, that was bad. Didn't do nothing to it though. Let's do it again. Uh-huh. Okay, I would say that's probably enough. Didn't really do any damage to the optic. I'm actually kind of surprised. Still see my dot. Let's see here. Starting to think that maybe the future is not so bad. Okie dokie. Nothing in there. Got us a mag. Piece of AR 500 steel. Boop. Oh, yeah. Talking about ringing that steel, huh? How about way up here? Oh. Oh. Sideways. Oh. Look at that. It was breakdancing. Ah. Woo! Boink. Boink. Sideways. Boink. One more. Okay. I smacked it against that steel. I lost count. Maybe a little excessive, but I'm a really destructive person, so it needs to be tough. You got some marks right here. Maybe took a little bit of the coating off of it. All this over here looks good. This looks good. My glass isn't broken or cracked or anything like that. Buttons still work. Also, this thing is supposed to have a 5-year battery life. Let's see if it's still accurate. Still held at 0. Not bad. So now how about racking the slide with one hand? In some of my law enforcement training, when we would do one-handed drills, we would rack our slide back using our rear sight, and we would use something like the back of our shoe or basically anything in the general area. How about this concrete block? No mag. Let's set this up like this. And now we'll just give it a few of these. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a big old crack. That ain't looking good. Oh, can I see? I can still see my dot though. Still see the dot. Actually, hold on. I need to rack around in, right? Need to get around in there. Hold on. All right. Here we go. Could still see my dot, but I don't know if you can see through there. The front of that optic is all cracked. That's not good, but I will say this. That is not normal day-to-day wear and tear. And I did rack it on the cinder block a bunch. But what if you were trying to clear out a jammed round or something like that? Maybe you were. Maybe you're in the heat of the moment. I don't know. Regardless, that glass cracked. But still held my 0. Still hitting the target. I guess I'll rack it against steel next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks about the same. Can still hit the target. Just so you know, the gun is empty. There's no mag, so don't freak out. You can see there, we are all messed up. But I can still see my dot. Still perfectly fine. All my buttons still work. It's still attached to the gun. It's not wiggling or anything like that. And I'm still holding 0. So all things considered, it's pretty good. I mean, if I was taking really good care of my gun on a daily basis and I got into some sort of scenario where this was required, at least I know that that thing will still work. It'll still run. But now my question is, with it cracked like that, what happens if some water gets in there? Hey, look, some water. I'm gonna let that sit there for 5 minutes. Seems fair.
A few moments later.
It's been 5 minutes. Ow! Dang it! There's nothing worse than wet socks. If you can think of anything worse than wet socks, let me know in the comment section down below. Let's see here. This is an enclosed optic, and it was supposed to be submergible up to like 80 feet. But that is without cracked glass. Oh, that's not looking good. That's not looking good at all. Hold on. I'm going to wipe it off at least. Okay, that's better. So all things considered, I'm actually pretty impressed because even with all of those cracks, water didn't, no. No, there is some water in there. So it does look like there is a little bit of water in there, which I mean, I cracked the glass, so what do you expect? But even with that little bit of water, it still seems to be functioning. Now, once it was in the water for more than 5 minutes, I mean, maybe after 24 hours, there would be more in there. That may be a different story, but as of right now, you know, this thing is still functioning and working just fine. Not half bad. Still looking okay. Let's keep going. Before we start our next test, just to show you, this is completely unloaded. I am putting a mag in it, but I am not chambering around. Oh. Okie dokie. What happens when it gets ran over? But I'm more concerned about the optic. I know that this gun will be just fine if we run it over, but how about that optic on top? Let's line up just the optic with that tire first. Oh, okay. Let's have a look at that. Oh, yeah, that's in there good, huh? You just got jammed. Where's that dot at? There it is. Okay, so dot is still working and still holding at 0, I guess, somewhat. Enough for me to hit that steel target over there at about 40 yards away. That right there. Okay. Let's see about that. Oh, it's quite a bit of mud. That was okay, but I think we can do better. I guess I'm gonna kind of go, let's go like that. Yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah, let's see how that does. Get this glass cleaned off a little bit. I can still see the dot. Looks like I turned my brightness down a little bit. Now my gun's all gummed up. Let's see here. Oh. Okay, I've got quite a bit of mud all inside this. I'm going to wash that out real quick because there's no way I'm going to be able to get a round of fire right now. That is some cold water. Holy cow, that's cold. Okay, so I had to rinse this thing off because I got way too much mud inside of it when we peeled out on it. But it was actually a good thing because now we can really see the details on this optic where it's been beat up today. I will say that inside there seems to be fogging up a little bit, and most likely that's because I have broken the glass and water has gotten inside of it. But I can still see my dot. It's not as crisp because of the fog. Will it fire? Can I hit anything with it? Okay, still good there. So, we ran it over and we peeled out on it, but that was on mud. Very soft, very forgiving. What if your gun was laying on something that's not so forgiving? So now I have a steel plate. Oh. Got it good and muddy again. Let's see if my buttons still work. That's a concern. Let's see here. Where's my dot? Okay. Having trouble finding the dot. I don't see the dot. I bet you I turned it off. Yep. It got turned down, so the dot is still on. I can see it. I don't know if you can. Oh, there's mud all inside here again. How did that even happen? Oh, it's not going to chamber around. I managed to get mud in the chamber, so stand by.
A few moments later.
Got all the mud cleaned off of it again, and it doesn't look like there's much new damage to this. Looks about the same. I can still see my dot. Still hit a target. Looking okay. Well, at this point, I have to admit I'm actually pretty impressed with this optic on this Glock 19. It's held up to quite a bit of torture, way more wear and tear than I would normally put on my gun and an optic. But that wasn't the point of today's video. The point was, if I had this, and this is all I had in a poop hit the fan scenario, would it be able to hold up, and would I still be able to use it and use it the way it was intended? And so far, I mean, it is pretty beat up, and my glass is cracked, and it's a little foggy right now, but I can still use it. It is still working, and the dot is still just fine. That being said, this is Kentucky Ballistics, and I have to take it just at least one step further. I'm gonna smack it with this sledgehammer. Once, maybe twice, if this thing is still on the gun, and if this thing is still working, and if I can still hit a target with it, I will probably make this my new carry gun. And I'll step into the future finally and carry a red dot. I am going to side swipe it, because that is one question I have too still is, yes, this is locked in this way, but what about side to side? Oh, that was a good hit. It went right into the mud. This thing just loves mud today. Let's see, where did I hit? I hit this side, smacked it on this side, smacked it pretty hard. Still on the gun, real good, but how about that dot? I can still see the dot. It is a little funky because of the glass being broken, but I can still make it out. I'm gonna whack it on top one time, just right there, just bonk. That was a pretty good hit. Yep. but it still looks okay. Still looks fine, and the dot's still on. This will be it, ladies and gentlemen. One last hit. Gonna go right here, right on my buttons, right on my control buttons for brightness. And this is a Harbor Freight safe that we destroyed. And this is gonna be metal on metal. Yeah, that was the one right there. Look at the dent that I put in this piece of metal right here. Now this is a Harbor Freight gun safe. It's not the thickest metal, but it's pretty thick metal. Boy, I whacked it good. You know what? I'm not really sure if I hit it. Let's give her one more. One more. Right on the buttons. Well, that's not good. Well, it pieced back together just fine. Trigger's not resetting. Okay, I can still see a dot. Do the buttons still work? That's a question. Do they still work? These buttons still work. Uh-oh, wait. Where's the dot? There it is. Okay, yeah, buttons still work. After beating it with a sledgehammer on a metal safe, the buttons still work. Now my glass it's busted. It is busted. Back here is even kind of cracked now. Just a little bit. You know, this wouldn't be a big deal if I got my start in weapons technology and gunsmithing at SCI. Link in the description down below. Let's go back to our original distance, which was about right here. It's about 15 yards. I can see two dots. Let's go with the bottom one. Okay, seems like the bottom one's okay. Trigger did not reset.
You just got jammed.
Seems like we are having some trouble. I think it's just because it's muddy.
You just got jammed. You just got jammed.
Having some issues here. It may be hard for you all to see, but I'm kind of getting two dots, and that's probably because this is all broken and shattered now. And the Glock seems to be having a little bit of trouble functioning. It could have something to do with being smacked with a sledgehammer multiple times, which in a poop hit the fan scenario, I don't know how frequently that would happen, but it could. So the question is, after all of that torture today, what are my thoughts and would I carry this? And I'm gonna go with, yeah, I think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna get a different one. I'm probably not gonna carry this one, but I think I have fallen in love with the Glock 19 with the aim point COA. It held up to quite a bit. Yes, it is cracked and busted and beat up quite a bit, but it held up pretty well, I think. Most likely, I am not going to experience that much torture to my gun, even in a poop hit the fan scenario. What did you think about it though? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a like. And if you're not subscribed to Kentucky Ballistics, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also be sure and check me out on all other social media platforms. Links to those can be found in the description down below, along with a link to KentuckyBallistics.com, just in case you want to pick up a shirt. And as always, my name is Scott. Thank you so much for watching Kentucky Ballistics. I'll see you next time.